Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? The fan of PSVR here in this video. I'll be going over the news that hit recently that Moss 1 and Moss Book 2 will have a fresh look and feel on PlayStation VR 2. Um, as you all know, Moss 1 came out a couple years ago for the PlayStation VR 1, and then Moss Book 2 came out recently. Um, actually came out this year. I got the Platinum Trophy for both of them. Very enjoyable games, and it's good to know that they'll be coming out for PlayStation VR 2. So in this blog post, I'm basically going to be going over the news that PolyArc has came out with in regards to Moss Book 1 and Moss Book 2 coming out on PlayStation VR 2. Immersive new features give the Moss Book franchise a fresh look and feel on PlayStation VR 2. Moss and Moss Book 2 take advantage of the immersive sense controllers and more on PSVR 2 in February 2023. So it's launching alongside the PSVR 2, which is great. Uh, it's going to be, or this will be two new games, or it's going to be two games that comes from PSVR 1 and on to PSVR 2. Doug Burton, designer at PolyArc. This is also on the PlayStation blog. Earlier this year, we welcomed players back to the world of Moss with the release of Moss Book 2, the award-winning sequel, VR Game of the Year winner, and the Game Awards Best VR/AR Game. Nominee adds to the fan favorite franchise by picking up right where the story of Moss left off nearly 4 years ago. Okay, I'll talk today. Today, we are excited to share that both Moss and Moss Book 2 represent two premier launch day titles for PlayStation VR 2. Upon its release in February 2023, we have a lot to share with you about the enhanced versions of the games, but I'll keep the lore details to ourselves to not spoil it for anyone. Similar to when Moss released on PSVR in 2018, Moss Book 2 was greeted with positive reception, quickly ascending the ranks to sit alongside Moss as one of the all-time top-rated VR games. And while the story continues in the same world, the look and feel and the overall experience in Moss Book 2 is dramatically enhanced from its predecessor. This was expected as we continue to learn and leverage evolving technology throughout development to help us optimize the game players with later experience. Now, once we got our hands on PSVR 2 hardware, we experimented and discovered new ways to draw players deeper into the world of Moss as they take on the first-person role of the reader, the key ally of the hero Quill. Luckily, the platform's two controller setup enhanced haptic feedback, visual improvements, and eye tracking compatibilities minimized the constraints previous hardware put on our team. And as we've said before, when bringing our games to new platforms, we don't just want to get them up and running on PSVR 2 and call it a day. We spend our time on all aspects of the game across graphics and gameplay, with the end goal being a truly unique and memorable experience. Here are a few ways we leverage PSVR 2 hardware to enhance players' overall first-person immersion within the Moss franchise. Improved haptics. Players can now feel the effects of the world-shaking events, damaging attacks, and movement throughout the world. The haptic feedback from PSVR 2 sense controllers and headset vibration gives the player a greater sense of presence and danger in the game, allowing them to feel even more attached to Quill, the game's brave young hero who players partner with during the adventure. Two controller setup. Playing with two PSVR sense controllers provides a natural feeling, allowing players to express themselves more freely in the world when reaching to manipulate the environment, interact with Quill, or engage the weapon inventory system during battle. Adaptive triggers. Actions will feel distinct to players as they experience the tension and weight of virtual objects while grabbing and moving them within the world. Breakable pots and barrels now respond to the amount of force being used, breaking apart once they're squeezed enough to overcome the trigger's resistance. Eye tracking. Interactive objects now emit a subtle glow when looked at. This allows players to quickly spot interactive objects during puzzles and throughout the game. Eye tracking also informs Quill where players are looking so she can offer hints if she figures something out before them. Foveated rendering and increased field of view. Moss and Moss Book 2 run at 90 frames per second and 4K, 2000 by 2040 per eye. Even with the lighting and texture improvements, that along with the larger field of view gives players a deeper sense of immersion. Overall, the PSVR2 hardware makes it easier for us to truly transport players and immerse them in a captivating world of breathtaking environments, rich storytelling, and elevated level and combat design. Altogether, we believe it creates an experience you can't find anywhere else, and in just a few short months, millions of new and existing fans will experience these enhanced versions of Moss and Moss Book 2 on the latest VR hardware. PSVR2 is pushing the industry forward, and we're thrilled to be a part of it. Players can now pre-order Moss and Moss Book 2 for PlayStation VR 2 on PS5. PlayStation Plus players can get 10% off their pre-order purchase. Those looking to pre-order both games can get 20% off by choosing the franchise bundle. So overall, Polyarc is the first gaming company to come out with a game, or actually move the game over from PlayStation VR 1 to PlayStation VR 2 and actually charge their players. That's right, they're charging us to play Moss Book 1 and Moss Book 2, even though all the other companies, moved their game over from PSVR 1 to PSVR 2 for free, such as After the Fall, Vertical Games, Zenith. It's just crazy that we're getting charged. This is the first company that is charging us to play the game on PS4 2. Now I know they come up with the new interactions and they take advantage of new hardware, so that costs money and whatnot. I guess they want to get their money back, but come on, I wish this was for free because I've already played both of them. I platinum both of them, and now it looks like I'm about to play dang on and rebuy them again. But you got a discount price, so it's not horrible, but I think it'll be fun, to take advantage of PSVR 2's new hardware and to play it in a different way. Also, graphically, it's going to look better playing a 4K HDR OLED screen. So, even though it's the first game that's going to be charged or make us pay for it, it'll be worth it. Because like I said, if I could pay for this game all over again and play through all of them again and platinum both of them again, I'll do it. And it looks like I got the opportunity to do that now. It's going to suck to pay for it since the dang on hole that PlayStation VR and Sony has turned me into. Even though I'm about to pay for it again, I'm going to do it. So, what do y'all think with those graphical improvements and also the hardware? Oh, my bad, I was flipped around. Will you be getting this for your PlayStation VR 2? I know there's a lot of people that had waited for Moss Book 2 to come out for PlayStation VR 2 to play it the best way. So they actually, did a good thing into waiting and, only having to pay for Moss Book 2 one time instead of people like me who got it day one, got to pay for it 2 times. But will y'all be picking this up? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Check out some other PlayStation VR playlists of other PlayStation VR games that I played. And I'll see y'all in the next video. This is Moss Book 1 and Book 2 coming to PlayStation VR 2 on launch day of PlayStation VR 2, February 22nd, 2023. We out.